What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Otaku Kickback Sessions. As always, I am one of your two co-hosts, Easy the Shinobi, and with me, as always, is my gratuitous co-host, the proud owner of a brand new 2025 C1 Verissa model, Green Specter.
Damn.
What do you mean, damn?
Why you exposing me like that?
I just said you got a C1 Verissa. What's wrong? You mentioned in the last episode that you were trying to roll for her.
Yeah, and?
I'm just saying, though, you got it to see one. That's a good thing.
Maybe I got her to see too. Who knows?
Did you get it to see too?
I don't know.
God, I'm gonna take that as a yes, I did, or basically, yeah, no, I'm gonna take that as a yes, I did, because there's no other option explaining it. But yeah, welcome back to another episode 20, according to my notes here. Um, Actually, now that I think about it, I'm looking at the date. It's been a year since we started this.
Yeah.
I
Finally
can.
got the motivation to get back into it, huh?
I know. Trust me. It was a bit of a kind of lack of motivation and overall laziness on my
Me,
end
me,
from
me,
the.
me, 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 me.
Don't you start with me? You could have also started a podcast too, and that whole hiatus that we had.
Too much work.
I see how it is. I see how it is. Too much work for you, but with me, no, no, perfectly fine, right?
But of course.
Nah, that's foul. Yeah, but yeah, this is 1 year of the Otaku Kickback Sessions, and yeah, hell of a year it's been, and to many more. So, happy to share it with you guys as always, and a big thanks to anybody who's given us basically a follow or a like or anything. Honestly, if you just put it as background noise, or if you just checked out 5 seconds of it and thought, "No, these motherfuckers are stupid," still at the end of the day, that was still watch time. So thank you.
You still clicked on us.
Yeah.
Who's stupid now?
That's how we get them in the end.
See, if I cannot be famous, then I will be infamous. A click is still a click.
I shudder to think of what your definition of infamy is.
I can be like Dark Shadow or like Pippa.
Good lord, a giant shit poster.
Exactly.
Well, at least it'll make people laugh, so that's a good part. But yeah, speaking of laughing, bro, the fucking Nintendo Switch 2 stuff that happened in recent.
Didn't they
I,
go back on their word and be like, no, 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 just kidding. We're not going to be releasing it for like X amount of money,
nah, they're still sticking with it. Like,
or they doubled down. They're like, nah, fuck you guys. You guys are just broke.
pretty much that basically after the whole stuff that happened, where like people were pissed about the prices and all that. I think the president of Nintendo said, "Well, I mean, if you can't afford it, just buy a Switch One. I mean, that's
Yeah, you don't have to get the latest console. You know.
yeah." Which I mean, to some degree,
One thing I will add is I want to kind of blame inflation for
hmm,
the fact that the majority of like new games and all that stuff are being released in like higher like X amount of dollars, you know?
hmm,
Because I mean, our era, our generation grew up with the whole, oh yeah, $60 for like a full game.
yeah,
But then as the times went on, graphics got better, and then space got limited for consoles. Like I'm not with I'm not on the side of like, oh yeah, games should be like $100 or $90, but I can kind of see why
yeah,
the
like
recent games are now like X amount of dollars.
yeah, and I guess just
And that's not even talking about Grand Theft Auto 6, rumored to be $100.
and, at that point, it's like I get it. So basically, kind of like the full scale games where they invest like millions upon millions of dollars in like the production of it and kind of getting it up with the updated graphics, updated mechanics, and all that. I mean, at some point, I do get it if it's kind of like like kind of now for like how for PS5 games it's like $70 for a new game and all that. But still, it's like if you're once it goes into that $80 to $100 tier, it's like all right, because that's
It,
what
you
because
start getting into like questionable territory. Like, do I want to buy this? I mean, obviously, streamers and influencers are gonna buy it because they need to have the newest content. But
and it's not even that too, because a good chunk of
like
them
people like
get
us
it
who are
for
just
yeah.
casual gamers.
Yeah, exactly. And I do know, or at least would think that basically kind of like people that are heavy fans of like say because Mario Kart Wild, I know it got confirmed that for both physical and digital, it was it's going to be $80, which it's one of those things. Where, I mean, I'm talking more so in the sense from the perspective of like somebody who doesn't really necessarily play Mario Kart a lot. That is pricey, but in the case of like okay, say, like you have a group of buddies that you guys, this is kind of like your yearly thing, or you play like every version of it. If it's one of those things where it's like, okay, one of them bites the bullet to buy it for $80, or you all chip in for one of the copies for game night, maybe, but it's it's looking at it in a sort of devil's avocado type of way, where it's like
avocado.
where it's like, yeah, with the updated graphics and all that, it's still questionable, but maybe you could try to reason it. But still,
Like when I see games nowadays, I try to see it in a more devil advocate where it's
mm,
like, okay, maybe there's a reason for it. If like I'm paying $80, I expect a full game.
yeah, exactly. Uh,
Not mentioning companies or anything like that, but I expect the full game to be released. But if
yeah,
I'm just like paying $80 for a digital code, and the digital code is like, oh yeah, you're only allowed to have part one of this game, it's
the
not really worth it.
no, it really isn't, and that's when it starts getting into more negative territory. Where it's like, okay, yeah, no, I'm not, yeah, because nobody should rightfully pay $80 for part of a game, or it's like when back then when you pay $60, you got the entire thing. It had like no basically half finished project. It had no like, oh, we need to add in this patch later on and stuff. It was like, okay, $60, you have the entire thing right there on the disc and all that. And I will say that with Nintendo, for the most part, at least when I had this current Switch, most of the games that were released exclusive for it were actually completed all the way, and they just happened to take out DLC later on for add-ons to extend the story or extend or add in new map packs or whatever.
Yeah, this is why Techland will always be the goat.
Yeah, yeah, because
Techland is like, hey, I'm gonna release a full game for you guys. Oh, we do have this DLC, but it turned out to be too long, so you know what, we're gonna make it its own game. Don't worry about it, guys.
yeah,
And any
exactly.
DLCs that they do release are free.
And that's it. And that's honestly how basically you kind of get more people on your side, and that's how you create demand. Or basically you charge the standard rate or that, or and basically they go on discount soon. The discount is heavily priced, and the game is already patched up, and you're set to go, and the DLC is free. So, um, yeah, because I mean. So I'll give it this. Most of the stuff in gaming nowadays, especially kind of like the bigger titles, it's questionable as fuck when it comes upon releases.
Yeah, not to mention with Techland, especially Dying Light,
Mm.
I get to hear Sonic swear.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's always the funny part.
I'm highly sure that somebody's made basically kind of YouTube edits of Sonic the Hedgehog swearing like Kyle Crane.
Yeah, it they have. I'm gonna promote them a bit. If you want to hear like Sonic swear, search up on Google. I think it's like called Adult Sonic, and it's an animation and all this stuff. They're not long animations, but they're pretty good animations.
Yeah. That's a quick little plug for it. But yeah, no. I guess for more so the official stuff, yeah, the Switch 2 is coming out on June 5th, 2025 here in the States. 450 for the solo system, and then 500 for if you want a Mario Kart World Bundle. But
I
that's
I
not including
still
the
find
taxes.
that wild though.
Yeah, it's one of those things where here's how I look at it, and kind of like from the history of the video game consoles that have been released throughout the years. It's one of those things where consoles, whenever the next like copy of it comes out, like say for example from the original Xbox to the 360, there's a high chance they increase in price um, for each one. And again, to some degree, I do get it because of the design, because of the design and the upgrades and the upgraded stuff that comes with it. So in this case, because I remember, I think the original Switch that came out in 2017 with taxes, it was like
It was like
three hundred.
375
Yeah, well, actually, yeah,
with tax.
yeah, exactly. And so pretty much it does cut. I mean, you'd figure there'd be a price jump for it, at least for the Switch too, because supposedly now it can run like 1080p and 4K when you have it docked. But I
I
do
mean,
get
for Nintendo, this is like a huge jump because they're finally in the graphics categories for for most consoles.
and even then, they're not really necessarily that. They haven't matched like the power of the PS5 or even just like a PC.
No, it's just a major upgrade for Nintendo because it's like, hey, now we can do 60 frames per second, and
Yeah,
meanwhile,
exactly.
everybody else is like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah, and honestly, for the most part, it's one of those things where here's what I would do if I was essentially somebody that you know was
Like
gonna
a
go.
shareholder for them, like
Not
just
as
giving ideas, like, oh, I suggest this.
Yeah, no, more so as in the consumer, like a side of it, where like say I want to I want to get a Switch 2 and all that stuff. Honestly, I would just wait a few months until basically you get it like refurbished or pre-owned and get it for like at a cheaper deal. And same thing with Mario Kart Wild, just basically kind of wait until you get a physical copy for like that's pre-owned and it's like $60 and all that. Because at the end of the day, that does happen where it's like people trade in like the copies of their games and all that stuff. It's like all right, fuck it, I could get them on a discount.
Yeah, like, and this is what I do, because I'm a man of patience.
Mm.
Um, I waited an entire year before I got my Switch.
All right, you did, huh?
Yeah, so I was like, because when it first came out, I was like, I'm working. Everyone works.
Mm.
We're all a working man and all that stuff, but we're just like, you know what? Yeah, it's too pricey right now. I'm gonna wait.
Mm.
I'm just gonna play the waiting game. Because I don't need it right now. I don't really have a reason to like play the Switch with like games nowadays, and you got to remember a lot of the games that are going to come out for a new console, 75% of them suck.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter if it's like a famous character or if it's like the brand, let's say Sega releases a new game for the new console, it's going to suck.
yeah,
You,
yeah.
you
That's
just
true.
you just have to have those kind of thoughts in the back of your head and just be like, okay, yeah, new console's going to come out. There's not going to be a lot of games for it, so that's going to be a problem of its own. So I'm going to wait.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
now I have a refurbished like Switch.
yeah. Because I mean, at the end of the day, as long as the Switch is working and as long as it's basically still playing games like normal, I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting. There really isn't anything wrong with waiting for like about a year or so to basically get like a Switch 2 refurbished, and you don't have to pay the 450. You could just pay like okay, maybe $300 to like fucking $200 at some points.
Or if you have friends, play theirs.
Yeah, exactly. I know that's what we did for one of with one of our buddies because he got the Switch I think on release date or shortly after release date, and so
Yeah, and then you got Smash Brothers.
yeah, and then basically at that point it's like,
Hey,
well,
friend, you want to hang out? Let's go
yeah.
to your house.
Let's just continuously play Smash for the next few months until he catches on. It's like, well, don't you guys work? Yeah, but we got bills to pay, so we're good. We're good.
Yeah, what's wrong with hanging out at a buddy's place and using their console?
Exactly.
It's not like I'm saving up to get my own console and then just totally ditch you.
Oh man. But yeah, no,
Hey,
that's
you got to be smart with inflation nowadays, you know?
that, and it's also too. Basically, as long as you budget, and if it's one of those things where the switch for like any video game console in general, where it's like I don't need it now. Because also the one thing you got to remember too is that pretty, and this is if you notice, this is kind of commonplace with like pretty much any with all the major video game companies like Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft and all that. Whenever they release a new console for like the first year or two, they usually still take out games for both generations of consoles. For like in this case, they'll still take out games for the Switch and the Switch 2. So at that point, it's like, all right, I could wait it out for like a year or two before getting the Switch 2, and then I could get it on refurbished on sale.
Yeah, then you just give your friend code and bam, you guys can play online now.
Yeah, not to mention the feature where it's like you could what's that thing called essentially the you could game share and stuff
Yeah.
where only one of you has to have a game and then the other one is like okay let me can I borrow it from your like digital library, go ahead, and boom, there it is. That's how you save money on a game.
Exactly. You got to be smart. You got to be smart nowadays and not just let your wallet talk.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because lucky enough we've had the experiences of essentially both impulsively but no, sorry, impulsively buying stuff and then basically kind of budgeting it out or kind of cheapening out on stuff where it's like, nah, I don't need it now, so I'm just gonna wait until it's the right time to buy it.
I mean, I'll admit I did have a few impulses buy, but I mean, there's not a lot of Verissa stuff. So,
Oh yeah, because
and
that's
the first poster, fucking just bought that shit on the spot.
oh yeah, because I mean that and it's a limited now if it's a limited supply or something, then it's like okay, that basically helps your impulse, I guess, buy what you call it, I guess, feelings or thoughts more. So that's a dangerous thing. That's a dangerous game.
Yeah, and I'm totally not going to buy the Verissa figure either.
Doubt,
Yeah, I'm totally not
doubt,
going to. I got bills to
doubt.
pay.
I doubt. No, you don't.
Yeah, I always put
I
bills before any of my impulse buys.
doubt.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, no. Moving on, and from the Switch 2, I mean, it's one of those things where it's subjective to people. Where it's like, if you want to buy it on release date, cool, go ahead. If you want to,
Uh, nah, I was just gonna make a joke. How
go
about you
ahead.
switch to a better mic quality?
My mic is fine for what it is. Don't judge me.
Uh,
Yeah, don't judge me. It's not in the budget yet. Oh yeah, but no, yeah. If you essentially want to wait it out, hey, you've waited out, dog. If you have plenty of video games to kind of keep you busy for the time being, fuck it, just go through your backlog.
or even that one game that irritated the shit out of you because of that one part. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that too. That too. Everybody has a game like that. That's my beef with Genshin now. Fucking Denslow doesn't want to help for shit.
Huh.
I need you to defeat these ruin guards for me. Alright, motherfucker, what you gonna do? Oh, nothing. What the fuck? You ain't gonna do nothing, dog. I need
I'm just
help.
gonna sit back and watch.
Sad motherfucker. I swear to God, I'm fucking. If I had the ability, if Hoyoverse gave me the ability to, I would knock that motherfucker's his one good eye out. Fucking sitting there like not helping me with these goddamn ruin guards. Yeah, but yeah.
Enough about that
Yeah,
guy.
but before I get into a full on rant about how Danzler needs to be fucking cracked, let's move on with some other news. Something good. Moving on from something controversial to something good. Dead End season 2 is gonna got announced to be premiered on July 3rd, 2025, with the extra addition that the first 3 episodes, much like season 1 last year, the first 3 episodes of season 2 is going to be premiering in theaters, and here are the following release dates. So it's going to come out in theaters in Asia on May 30th. Here in the US, June 6th, and in Europe, June 7th. So, in case you want to check out the first three episodes of Dan to Dan in theaters, there you go. We have some release dates for you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Couple of Cuckoo season 2 confirmed to air in July 2025.
Whoops. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
Appreciate it. No.
It was work.
Always,
They were just trying to confirm some stuff, and I'm like, bruh.
always at the somewhat worst timing, huh?
Exactly. Like, I'm at home. Why you gotta be bugging me? All right, I already clocked off. I'm technically not eligible to answer these questions.
Yeah, exactly. At this point, you're on I don't know time. So basically, whenever they ask you questions, it's like I don't know.
I don't speak English. No, sir. I don't know.
Exactly. But yeah, a couple of Cuckoo season 2 airing in July 2025. So I gotta finish watching season 1. It's good so far. Basically, it's been a good wholesome anime to watch. Shangri-La Frontier season 3 officially announced with no release date set. Season 2 I think just wrapped up like a few weeks ago, and it's
Wow, they
been.
got a season 2 already.
Yeah, no, I got surprised because season 2 came out. I want to say in October, or core one of season 2 came out in October, and then core 2 just wrapped up. To like I want to say like 2 weeks ago or so, a week last week. But yeah, no, it's still basically keeping on the momentum. There's also this one. Medica. I'm gonna butcher the name. Medica Koriwa is impervious to my charm. Season 2 also announced with
Oh,
no.
nice. I just
Yeah,
finished season 1.
bro. Okay, so again a little bit of so we're gonna take the time because pivot this into a bit of an anime recommendation, especially for the English stuff because I know like a while back.
Like I watched both. I
Yeah,
started with the sub. I'll give 5 minutes to it.
yeah.
I watched the sub, and I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I like this. It's pretty interesting. It's funny and all that stuff.
Mm.
And then I watched the dub, and it got me hooked because the main heroine has a country accent, the Southern Belle accent, and I was like, oh, you have me hooked now. I like this. Like me personally, I'm a sucker for Southern Belle accents. I don't know why. It tickles my fancy.
It's essentially the whole, I guess, kind of like the southern hospitality portion of it, right?
So something like that. I mean, there's a reason why my preferred Nikkei is Yan.
Yeah. No, yeah, and I know you basically told me about it.
I also voted for her too in the popularity poll.
Oh, right, yeah, because I forgot what's going on
You
Nikkei
know
right
that
now.
that's just my 5 minutes. Whoops.
Exactly. But yeah, going on with it. Yeah, Spectre did. He did recommend to me as well for the English stuff, and I gotta say, yeah, basically listening to it in English stuff, it's pretty fucking entertaining. Not to mention that basically the main girl's inner dialogue, where she goes full Southern accent,
Oh, it's hilarious.
it's so funny, dude.
How can
Uh,
he not appreciate me? How is he impervious to my charms? Oh man.
Oh, bro, the scene with her when she's faking that she's sick and all that, and she kind of like ropes him into essentially the hospital, to the into the nurse's office.
That shit was hilarious.
She
The
goes,
the accidental whoops.
yeah, and then it starts hitting her. Oh no, what am I doing?
This is definitely too far even for me. Like, oh, dude, that is just so hilarious, and the Southern Belle accent just makes it that more like, appealing. I
Exactly.
definitely give it a 5 out of 5.
Say,
Dub 5 out of 5. Good, good shit.
say,
Totally
same.
not based.
Same here. Honestly, since season 1 just wrapped up with English stuff as well, and, since we're recording on a Saturday and all that, and you need something to watch like on a weeknight or even on a weekend, bro. Fucking Medica Karawa is the purpose to my charm season 1. Worth the watch, worth the binge watch, is
It
if you want a
is.
good laugh. Yeah, and also, if you're gonna ask who I think is, because I did skip a little ahead of where I'm currently watching.
How
Uh,
dare you?
curiosity. If I can, don't blame me. Um, I will say this: best girl is not Mona. It's Asahi.
Hole.
See, because see, and the more basically I end up watching it, yeah, give me until the end of season one when I'm caught up, and I'll explain my reasoning.
Okay, okay.
Mhm. Let's see. Let's keep this train moving. Devil May Cry season two announced with no release. They said I'm surprised because I know season one just came out like a few days ago,
Yeah,
and
it got announced, and now they're like, "Hey, season two."
yeah, this is like a day after season one premiered on Netflix too. So I'm like, okay. I mean, that's see. I'm assuming because Netflix has a lot of money invested in it as well. But
And a
so
lot of fans are Devil May Cry fans, so
yeah, have you been hearing stuff about it? Because I know I've been busy, so I haven't really been keeping track of like what's the general consensus of season one yet.
I mean, it's pretty good. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
I've seen a few of it because I do have Netflix,
Hmm.
and not because I forgot to cancel the subscription. I
Oh,
gave it a watch, and I gotta say, it's pretty funny.
okay.
There are moments where you're just like, this doesn't make any sense, but then you remember, oh, it's Dante. It doesn't have to make sense.
The man is just there for vibes, dog.
Exactly.
He's just there to basically slay monsters and vibes. But yeah, no, I'm gonna give it a what.
Slay monsters, kill demons, and eat pizza.
Honestly, that sounds like a dream. That sounds like a dream job compared to kind of like working in an office.
Yeah, but you got to be on his level in order to just kill demons.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Fuck it, just give me the e pizza part, and I'm good. Now, a quick side note: I'm assuming to coincide with with essentially the premiere of season one, you could also get the collection on Steam for like a fairly cheap price because I think you could get the collection of Devil May Cry one through four for like I want to say it's like $5 and then $9 for five. So in case you get hooked on season one and want to play the games, and if you have a PC too, there you go. Let's see. My Hero Academia Vigilantes. So the manga is going to get an extra chapter April 15th on the Shonen Jump Plus app. There hasn't been any explanation as to what the chapter is about, but pretty much it's ordered to kind of like celebrate also the debut of the anime, which did come out this week. So, and you know what's the fun part about it?
What?
So basically, the debut episode of Vigilantes came out. Both the sub and the dub came out on Crunchyroll at the same day. There wasn't
Oh,
like
yeah.
there wasn't any delay on it or either. So and
It was almost a simudub.
almost yeah, just off by a few hours. And so pretty much from there, it's like at least early on, the early reviews for it is that episode one was pretty legit. And so yeah, can't wait to see more. I gotta. Well, I'm gonna let it sit for a bit. In the meanwhile, I'll probably
I
finish up.
did watch. I did watch this morning.
Mhm,
Vigilantes.
mhm.
I gotta say, as someone who did read the manga, it's pretty good.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
voice
Is it?
acting is intact. It's honestly, I have no criticisms. I mean, it is slow to start. I will
Mhm.
give it that. But I mean, what anime isn't slow to start?
No, yeah, because I mean, when you got stuff like Fire Force and all that, that were basically episode one, they go right into the action within the first few minutes of episode one. I get, that's like an exception, but in this case with Vigilantes, it's like okay, you want to delve a bit more into the world building aspect of it.
Yeah, not to mention this is the universe of My Hero before Deku
Yeah,
even came on to like school and all that stuff.
yeah.
And it's pretty good because you actually do get to see Midoriya's mom getting directions from the main dude.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah, she comes out in it, and it's in her skinny form too.
God
because
bless.
apparently she was looking for the train station, and our hero, our local vigilante hero, nice guy, is giving her directions. It's like, oh no, yeah, the last train is set to arrive in this amount of time at this station. And I was like, oh, that's cool,
Bro, could you imagine if Yoichi was actually fucking Midoriya's dad?
bruh.
Nah, we
He
don't
was
need.
he was the dad before. No,
Oh man, nah, we don't need any more.
let's not get into that category. At least not yet, anyways, because I do
Uh,
have a tag that'll probably relate to it.
oh no.
Anyhow, anyhow,
Yeah,
it is good though. I will give it that. He's like a college student, right?
mm,
He wanted to become a hero, but the agents, but when he tried out, they're like, "Your quirk sucks. You can't be a hero." And he's like, "All right, cool. Then I'll just go to college then and finish high school."
mm. I
But
mean,
it's good. I will give it that. I can't wait to see how else the animation goes.
mm.
And I will give it this much: it's not afraid to actually fall into certain categories as well. Because episode one, yeah, they were holding a chick,
Oh yeah, the
the
pop steps.
the yeah, the
Yeah,
pop step, and you know what part I'm talking about, right?
yeah,
The
yeah.
one where they're like, "We're gonna strip you and then take pictures of you and then do a whole bunch of stuff to you," and I'm like, "Wow, I can't believe this is my hero."
Yeah, no, it's hard to believe that, and it's like, man, that's man, it does get a bit, it does get more darker than my hero than the mainline My Hero stuff, than the mainline My Hero story does. But yeah, no, I was surprised at that. I was
I
like,
dig it. I dig it. I
yeah,
do actually like the whole grittier version of my hero.
yeah, exactly, and then pretty much it pretty much kind of delves more into it's like, okay, why basically criminals are like kind of scumbags in a way.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to. It's gonna be the same thing here, where I'm gonna let the episode sit for a few, and then basically start binge watching it.
I'm
Um.
gonna binge watch the Japanese,
Mhm.
right? Because I know the dub is probably gonna be out in like probably when episode 5 is already released on the sub.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it as it's releasing, and then afterwards I'll check out the dub,
Yeah.
see how well the dub is, and see if a few casts come back to play their roles.
No, yeah, because I think at least for basically the main heroes that came out in and the main My Hero story, they're essentially getting the roles for the younger versions of themselves here. So that's gonna be
Yeah,
interesting to see.
Eraserhead, All Might, I think
Uh,
Endeavor,
Endeavor, President Mike as well. And I think they're also getting
uh,
fuck.
and Midnight,
Oh yeah, Midnight as well.
and hopefully we get to see Midnight's original costume.
The one that got her banned for like heroing for a bit.
The whole reason that she wears spandex now and not just belt straps. If you read the manga, you know what design we're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, honestly, when the anime, that was one of the bigger questions when the anime adaptation got announced. Like, are they actually going to basically present Midnight's original outfit?
That is everyone's question, and I really hope, since it's not afraid to pull its punches with some of these questionable stuff, I really hope it does.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, at that point, you gotta at least remain faithful to the original source.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's so far so good. It sounds interesting. Let's see. Speaking of continuing on into the kind of like the hero style of anime adaptations and mangas. I did find this one on TikTok, on one of my TikTok feeds a few days ago, and
Ugh.
I need something to kill. I need something to kill some time while I'm at work. Trust me.
I need something to watch while I'm on the John.
If they pay me for that, then that means I could basically kind of scroll through my TikTok feed and look at memes and shit posts and whatever news have you. But yeah, no, I did find this one, and I wanted to kind of include it on this episode. Um, it's a anime adaptation for the manga. Tojimo Tanzaburo wants to be a mass writer that's got announced for a 2025 release date. That's pretty interesting. So it follows Tojima, the main character on the title. He's a 40-year-old man, I believe he's a salaryman too, whose childhood dream was to become a comic writer. And
Okay.
so, pretty much from when he was young, religiously followed the comic writer series, bought the merchandise, and was an overall fanatic of it. And up all the way until his recent 40s and stuff. And yeah, after getting a job and all that, he still held on to the dream that, I could be a common writer. Um, but when the manga starts off, he's about to give up on his dream, right? Until a crime wave hits his town, and that's where he decides to take action. He's like, you know what? No, this is what I forgot the name of the common writer that he follows, but this is what he would do. He wouldn't stand aside and let these criminals rob like convenience stores and all that. So he picks up the little kind of like plastic common writer mask that he's held on to,
And
and
then he
goes
gets
to,
his ass kicked.
no, he actually fights the villains, or he actually
Oh,
fights
okay.
the criminal.
I was expecting it to be like, I'm gonna save the day. Next panel, gets his ass kicked.
Because you also got to think too. It's like, I mean, the dude has been training for a few years, but I don't think he's a
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, but I don't think it's kind of like big combat training. I think it's just kind of like regular sit-ups, push-ups, and what have you.
And a ten
Um,
kilometer run
yeah,
every
follow
single day.
until your hair falls off.
Ouch.
But yeah, no. And then basically afterwards, so basically, funny enough, he gets captured on video. Somebody is able to or somebody records him on the sheet, kind of fighting these criminals and whatnot. And instead of kind of like at least lauding this dude, it's like, oh, he at least stepped up and attempted to stop the kind of like the robbery and all that. He gets ridiculed on social media due to it. But instead of it discouraging him, he decides, you know what? No, even though I'm 40, I'm still gonna continue on in this dream of mine, and I'm gonna fight like this. I think it's a gang, it's a criminal like organization that's kind of doing all these kind of like crimes throughout his town and all that stuff.
Oh, see, gang, gang.
But yeah, it's pretty much the whole basis of it. Um, I will say this: I am enjoying more, especially getting up there, like in later years and stuff. I am enjoying more of these kind of like tropes where it's like, oh, it's like a 30-year-old or a 40-year-old that had a childhood dream. That a childhood dream and all that they basically didn't let go up until now. But then they decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go fucking full on with it. Um, Visit tropes like that getting an anime adaptation nowadays because it does make for a good story.
Oh yeah.
That and it makes it at least for people kind of like around our age and generation. It does connect. It does connect more. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. So yeah, there's no release date official yet, but in case you want to, because the manga's still ongoing, I believe it has like 8 volumes or so far, 8 physical volumes. But yeah, in case you want to check it out, it's Toshima Tanzaburo wants to be a mass writer, and yeah, we'll keep you posted when we get an actual official release date for it. There's also this other one that I found on social media that looks pretty interesting. So it's called "Sentenced to Be a Hero: The Prison Records of Penal Hero Unit 9004." It's getting an anime adaptation set for October 2025, and let me read you the synopsis. Half the synopsis that I found from my anime list. Let's
Oh
see.
no.
Hero, and the word hero is in quotation marks, is the worst punishment in the world. Those convicted of heinous crimes are sentenced to become heroes and forced to enter the mandatory military service in the war against the demon lords. These convicts are not even allowed to die. If killed, they will be resurrected to fight another day. Um, and so that caught my eye. I was like, You know what? This is.
So in
I,
that universe, hero is a punishment.
Yeah, exactly. It's a punishment, basically that's it's the worst punishment that's dealt out to any prisoners that are currently in prison in the kingdom and all that stuff. Or it's pretty much like, oh, it's like as mentioned in the synopsis, like what you're gonna do is you're gonna go out and fight the demon lord and his army, and if you die, well, technically you're not allowed to die because we're just gonna revive your ass, and then next day you have to do it again. So pretty much imagine that. And imagine they just equip you with like whatever weaponry that they have and whatnot, and it's like, all right, go try to fucking fight and all
Go
that.
do hero things.
Yeah, exactly. Go do hero things. Go fight these basically demons or these goblins or whatnot. And if you die, well, nah, you ain't getting that escape of death. Your ass is gonna be brought back to life, and you gotta continue to fight until basically either you kill the demon lord or until we decide, nah, we don't need you anymore.
Oh, we found someone better.
Yeah. But honestly, that is a real good twist on the whole kind of like fantasy anime saturation that we've been getting in recent years and stuff. Where it's like instead of it being kind of like a celebrated position, hero is like the last thing you want to be in this life. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
That's an interesting concept, though.
Yeah,
I can watch it.
yeah. I don't. I'm trying to check on Mal right here. Um, I don't see like what's how many chapters is it on now, but I believe it's still ongoing. But in any case, it does. It is going to come out October 2025, and honestly, I want to give it a shot on release date. So yeah, we'll keep you posted around that time to see how it is. Um, Speaking of stuff that's coming out in October, we finally got confirmation for the Chainsaw Man Rizzy Arc movie. So there was a bit of confusion, or at least on our end, there was a bit of confusion between the kind of like the release dates in it. But after some research, we finally kind of narrowed it down. So September 19th, that's when it's going to come out in Japan. September 24th, that's going to start being released in countries outside of Japan. And then when it's going to come here to the United States is October 29th. So if you live in the U.S., which a good chunk of our viewers or listeners do live in the U.S., we're getting it October 29th. So
Pretty
uh,
much 2 days before Halloween.
yeah, which dude, that actually comes right at perfect timing then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so in case you wanna check out the movie or and that you still have time to at least if you haven't watched season one of the anime, highly recommend it. It's a really good watch. But yeah, here's the show release dates for the Rizzy arc movie, and that about covers what I got. So what do you got?
So, starting off with some voice actor stuff. Rei Takahashi, voice actress for Amelia, Megumin, Mash, and Hutao, is taking a short break as she is going to go under as she is undergoing surgery due to vocal cord nodules. So,
Okay.
you know, a little stress on her voice and whatnot from just doing a whole bunch of voice work.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah. That's yeah, because that's the thing about voice acting that people don't take into account. It does cause a lot of stress, especially kind of like on the vocal cords and all that. So yeah, let's we wish Miss Takahashi the best
exactly.
and a speedy recovery.
Now let's make some people feel old. 86 premiered 4 years ago today.
It doesn't seem like 4 years ago. To be honest with you,
Yeah. Demon Slayer premiered 6 years ago today.
that one caught me a bit by surprise.
Don Machi premiered 10 years ago today.
You could kind of reason that one because seeing as how after season one, there's been delays in between like the seasons post season one. So
True, true.
yeah.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood premiered 16 years ago today.
God damn, that's that's long.
Yeah. And My Teen Romantic Comedy, or Snafu, premiered 10 years ago today.
That now, if you want to feel old, that will make you feel old.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah, for basically kind of like those our age gap. We're born in 95, 96 to now. Yeah, we're getting up there. We are getting up there. So basically, kind of in our late 20s, early 30s now. So God bless us.
Yeah. But as of last night, um, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 7 Steel Ball Run has been announced.
I did
No,
see it.
no release date yet, no release year yet. But for those who do not know what Part 7 Steel Ball Run is about, it takes place in the 1890s in the United States as Johnny Joestar participates in a cross-country horse race, regardless of his legs.
Oh shit! So wait, is he kind of like running? Does he not? Did he lose his legs or?
So he was a professional horse racer, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he was, I guess you could say, showboating a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Got into an accident, lost the use of his legs. So he's like, well, shit. All right, I lost all hopes in running a race and all that stuff. Yeah, just casual like horse racing and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Some events happened. I'm not going to say what because I don't want to spoil anything, even though I've read it. Some events happen. He regains the courage to horse race again.
Mm-hmm.
Finds a stand. And the stand is like, hey, I'm going to give you a little something, something, right? And then Jesus comes.
Wait, what?
I'm not even shitting you. He meets Jesus.
Wait, what?
I'm not shitting you. He meets
that
Jesus. And he's like, oh, my legs. I can walk again.
that took a fucking left turn out of nowhere. First, there was a talking stand or a talking horse that's a stand, and then
No,
Jesus.
not a stand, an elephant.
Oh,
Which the stand is called Pink Elephant.
I'm sorry, I'm on a bit of a mind trip right now. So, talk. So, okay, let me just try to get it as best as I can. Talking stand named Pink Elephant shows up, tells him, "I can help you out," and then Jesus himself shows up.
And it's like, hey, yo, I'm going to give you your legs back.
What the fuck?
And then the President of the United States, I'm not even shitting you. All of this happens. Not at the same time, but, in a span
Yeah.
of the show. It's wild, but it's hilarious when it happens because you're just like, is that Jesus? Wait, what is the president of the United States doing here? The president has a stand?
Bro, honestly, okay, so I never really checked out JoJo. This might actually cause me to check out some fucking JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, man.
Yeah, Steel Ball Run is just hilarious.
God, it's the best. It's the best form of random nonsense to happen, or it's just like, you know what? Let's just get fucking weird with it.
Yeah. It's funny.
Oh
I,
man.
I do recommend this because just the weirdness that it happens. But I did read the manga. It is really good. I'm keeping it as vague as possible and just giving you little tastes of what you should expect in the anime.
Mm.
Oh. Also, Dojan. I'm not gonna tell you what that one's from, but it's fucking hilarious.
Okay, yeah, you know what? Yeah, for sure. Keep it vague, and then we basically once the audience is, because from what it sounds like, it seems like it's got your seal of approval for the audience to check out. And once they do, come back here, comment back to us, and say, I saw.
Doja.
Yeah, so comment Doja on Spotify or YouTube if you go check out Steel Ball Run. If you read the manga or if you watch the anime, we'll know.
Yeah.
God, bro, and, dude, that sounds like such a fucking mind trip.
Yeah, I mean it's a bunch of dudes on horses with stands,
Um,
smacking each other up. You get a few dojans here and there.
oh man, I can't wait.
President comes out and he does his thing with his American flag tattooed on his back. I'm not even
um,
kidding.
I remember seeing the image of that. At least basically the president of the United States that has the American flag on his back. I was like, God damn, this is a patriotic motherfucker.
I will say the name of the stands. Oh, they're really great.
Nice, nice. Let's keep it a secret for now, and so that way, myself along with the audience can be surprised at the name of the stands.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, let's keep this thing going.
Moving on from that one, we have Ghost in the Shell, TV anime new teaser trailer revealed. The anime is set to release in 2026. No month or day has been announced, but it is by the same studio that animated Dan Dan. So it's
Mm,
a Science Sorrow.
okay, okay, cool.
And I thought, is this another recreation? Is this another reboot? Like, what are they doing with it? I did more research, more digging. It turns out this is going to be an official blow by blow anime adaptation of the original manga.
Ah, okay, okay. That's always pretty solid because I mean for my part, I'd never actually watched Ghost in the Shell. Yeah, basically the original anime. So did the manga come out at the same time that the anime came out, or is it one of those things? It's kind of like a Full Metal Alchemist thing where Brotherhood.
I want to say it's like a Full Metal Alchemist thing, but a lot of people can debate it however they want to.
Mm,
It's one of those debatable topics where it's like, oh, it's accurate to the manga, or oh, it's its own thing. It's whatever you want it to be at this point.
okay,
But
okay.
since we're having an official recreation on the manga, blow by blow, then yeah, who knows?
Okay. Okay. So I'm assuming it's gonna be one of those things where where the basically the 2026 version is gonna be like, okay, this directly is from the original source material or from the manga source material.
Yeah, I mean it's based off of Shiro Masamune.
Okay.
So it's based off of that Ghost in the Shell. I don't know if like that clears stuff up or anything, but it's based off of the original stuff.
Yeah.
But seeing how the animation studio that's animating it is Science Saru, then we're gonna get some peak fight scenes.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, because the fight scenes in Down to Den, that's one of the things that I feel like goes kind of under the radar with stuff. Because they had some pretty damn good fight scenes there.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about what other people don't. I read it so that you don't have to. I'll leave those words in mind. Drunk cheating wives, TV anime, married women's lips taste like a can of Chuhai is
What?
set to be revealed in July 2025 by Studio Degura.
Mm.
Deregula.
Was it the regular?
So,
Yeah.
this is based off of a popular adultery etchy manga. It's pretty much a collection of different stories of different people getting drunk off of this famous Japanese alcohol brand and kind of having a one night stand. So they're all married. They all cheat on whoever they're married on with whoever they're with. I did read when it came out. I think it's actually coming out as we're speaking.
Mm.
The first chapter was, I guess, based off of a college student coming home after work to, drink and all this stuff because Everyone wants to de-stress with a cold one.
Mhm.
His aunt is there, and then you're automatically thinking, oh, this is some incest stuff. I assure you it's not, because even he forgets who that is, and you get to see the family tree and you realize, okay, so that's the wife of his uncle. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So from there, they're not blood related, but it's still cheating. It's
Mm.
still NTR.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Um, Jesus fuck, man. So it was a whole compilation of basically kind of like just cheating stuff, right?
Yeah, it's stories
Mm.
all in the same universe of this anime, of just this wives getting drunk off of this brand of alcohol and then cheating on whoever they're with. The first story was family related. If I remember correctly, the second story was also family related. The third story, I think, was like with a coworker or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a big NTR fan, but
Yeah.
you know, one of us has to read it, and I know you're not a fan of it, so I'll take the bullet and I'll read what other people don't want to read. So
Uh,
if you have any suggestions on stuff you want me to read and give you a short synopsis because you're too chicken to read it, let us know and I'll gladly suffer.
and the Lord thanks you for your sacrifice on this. Yeah, no, yeah,
It's a
uh,
good thing I have selective memory.
yeah, that's where it kicks in at the right time. Oh yeah,
Exactly. Just
yeah.
like that dog one I read
Yeah.
that got turned into an anime and I totally called it.
Oh right, I forgot that we announced that a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
yeah,
it's getting a season 2, I heard about from rumors.
yeah, well, yeah, no, basically, basically stories of basically people drinking and cheating. Man, that sounds like a family reunion to me. If I could say that much.
Yeah. Anyhow, moving on from that one. I told you I'd get back on the topic of cheating,
Exactly.
but we don't get to see that in My Hero Vigilantes. So, you know, who knows if nice guy is Midoriya's baby father.
Man, if that's what the extra chapter is, where Yoichi is actually, Midoriya's actual father, and he went to go to the United States to be an infiel, dog, that's gonna break my fucking heart. That's gonna break my fucking heart.
So that's why he doesn't have a quirk.
He gave his quirk to his other kid.
God.
Man, let's move on from this before we make more jokes about cheating.
Yeah. Anyhow, this next one is story of a useless perfect and a high school girl with an inappropriate skirt length. Anime announcement.
Okay.
Now, this is just announcing that it's getting an anime, and many of you guys don't know what this is. The tags are romance, comedy, school life, delinquents, and gyarus. So,
Okay.
I did read a little bit of this, and I gotta say, for those of you guys who like those gyaru mangas with cold exteriors and kind of rebellious phase, but they do have a sort of a nice side to them, this is a story for you.
Nice.
The short synopsis is, and I shit you not, this is the main dude's name, Sakura Diamond.
Jeez, that's a pretty long ass name.
Yeah, is the school's perfect, a perfect student who is authorized to enforce discipline. As a perfect, he is supposed to be a role model to other students. But unfortunately, he's not perfect. Kihon. Ah, man, I am butchering this name. Kihoni Ata is one of the people who Sakura Diamond has tried to discipline into wearing the appropriate school attire, but she has thus been disobedient.
Okay.
I have read a few chapters of this. It's not that bad, and you get to see kind of the relationship between these two. It's more of like, I guess to explain it, it's more of like a brother sister relationship, but it's, I guess, the American version where they both fucking hate each other and they can't stand each other's presence. But over time, they do actually start to develop feelings for each other. It's like you could say it's like pork and beans. You know, they're two
Mm.
different things, but they somehow manage to complement each other.
Okay, okay, I got it, I got it. Yeah, so it does sound like it's kind of like, almost your standard, like, delinquent girl. What's that committee called? Ethics committee, moral committee, kind of like
Yeah,
type of guy and all that. But the relationship blossoms between them.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, it's getting an anime adaptation. We don't know when, and we don't know if it's going to be next year or the year after that. But it is getting an adaptation. If you guys want, go read the manga to
Oh,
kind of see what it's all about. I will say the name again for the people who don't know. The manga, if you want to search up the manga accurately, it is called The Story Between a Dumb Perfect and a High School Girl with an Inappropriate Skirt Length.
hmm. I know you sent me kind of like a picture of the volumes for the manga. There's 17 volumes of it, so too. So I mean, I,
17 volumes. There's a lot of chapters you could read from. It's just, it's really good. I'm going to keep reading it just to see how good it is.
hmm. Oh yeah, that and basically does. I mean, if again, I like the way that we kind of looped from cheating back to some more wholesome stuff because I mean that's what we do.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not bad for 72 chapters and ongoing.
Damn, that's not bad, and it's still ongoing.
Yeah.
So pretty much, yeah. I mean, if you're in the mood for something a bit more wholesome, a bit more romantic comedy, like there you go.
Yeah, yeah. Moving on from that one, we have the from the creators of Violet Evergarden is coming out with a new anime adaptation called Agents of the Four Seasons. The
Nice.
animation studio that will be animating this is Wit Production.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's always nice to see Wit Production or Wit Studio doing some work because man, they've been doing some pretty damn good work recently.
Yeah, and if anybody knows anything about Violet Evergarden, you know that this new anime will probably be emotional as fuck.
Oh yeah, no, because dude, Violet Evergarden was an extremely good story, but man, it was gonna kick you in the fucking in the crotch of your heart. Yeah, no, that fucks you up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's so I'm looking forward to this one and see like how they kind of take this story.
Moving on from that one, we have Day to Live, new anime project announced. No release date or even what the title is.
So it could it be either because they got done with season 5, right, or season 4.
Yeah, they just got finished with season. I want to say season 5, but I'm not correct. I haven't been keeping up with it.
No, okay. So it could either be season 5 or 6 or a movie. But I know you could be hyped about it, seeing as one of your best girls is getting more material.
Ah, yes, Kurumi.
Ski ski, my honey.
God. But
Dude,
yeah, new Data Live stuff is coming out. We don't know when, but a lot of people are hyped for it. Some people are guessing that it's either a movie,
mhm.
but the fact that we don't have a lot of information on it, I want to bet $20 that it's a movie.
Yeah, because usually whenever here's how I kind of look at it. Whenever it's like kind of like a season, they usually confirm right off the bat. It's like season season three, season four, whatever. But if it's a new like if it's kind of like a if they just stated it's like it's a new animation project, then that increases. Then this was like going to be a movie.
Yeah, most likely, since they're kind of keeping it under wraps. I do want to say that it's a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'd be willing to kind of say I'd be willing to kind of at least guess that that it's going to be a movie, but yeah, I guess we'll be on the lookout whenever whenever more stuff comes out about it.
Oh yeah. Up next, we do have My Happy Marriage, new anime project announced.
Nice.
As of this moment, we don't know what the new project is.
Yeah, so it could be in the same role as the new Data Live announced, where it could be a movie or it could be basically season three, because season two did just end like not that long ago. I think it ended last
Wasn't it
month.
Court 2?
No, I thought it was Court Two. I thought it was Court Two, but Netflix has it listed as season two. Um,
Ah, okay, okay. I mean,
yeah,
that could just be Netflix.
yeah,
You know
uh,
how Netflix is with, like, fucking up announcements and all that shit.
yeah. But it could be a case. In this case, it could be a thing of like it is probably kind of like season three or a movie. Because I remember seeing the announcement for this new My Happy Marriage project. Um, like a few days ago, and right there they have it listed as like season two, but then after seeing different web pages kind of reported or reported like the new anime announcement project, they listed this recent episodes that came out as season two. So I guess like for the most part that does clarify that it's what just came out and what just ended back in March is season two of My Happy Marriage.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm still, like I mentioned in the Valentine's Day episode, bro. Fucking these two deserve the best. So they deserve an actual legit happy marriage. Because
Oh yeah.
yeah, because it gets super wholesome. Again, we're wholesome merchants, so we got you covered on that end.
I do have my layers of degeneracy, but I'm nowhere near as Bow's level.
Oh yeah, no, that's a level that I don't know how else to explain it.
I mean, I will go off. How are you gonna watch a Dark Souls or whatever the hell she was watching? They release a wolf boss, and then she just starts howling in joy and being like, "Oh, we're so back." No, I'm sorry, no. This is why Shy Lily is my Oshi. All right, she's the better of that group.
She's a better out of the well VTuber Oshi group.
Yeah, her and Crony.
Wait, is Crony is she a well VTuber or?
No, no, she's a time VTuber, but
Oh, okay.
you know, I relate with her more.
Oh yeah, but yeah, no, that's a quick tidbit into VTuber stuff. So
But yeah,
not,
we're not gonna do that. That was just my 2 cents,
yeah, not
because that whole little tangent reminded me of the degeneracy.
the full on degeneracy of Bao.
Yeah.
Oh man, that shit is wild.
Anyhow, moving on from that one, we have season 2 of Makame. Too many losing heroines.
Mm.
For those who don't know what this is or haven't seen season 1, it's pretty much following the story of the girls who confess to the MC, get rejected, and then never to be heard of again. This somehow is following after the rejection, all of these girls somehow being friends and trying to find love again.
See, I usually like stuff like that, and I know, and I do like the fact that more animation adaptations coming out like that, where you see the other side of like the common anime scenarios, where, like in the case of Free Ren, when you know you saw what happens after somebody beats the demon lord, and the years, the centuries and years later, for Makane, too many losing heroines. it's almost the same thing where it's like you for the most part in rom-com animes you just get to see basically when the basically the person gets rejected and you never really hear from them again. In this case it's like, okay, let's follow what happens post rejection.
Exactly.
No, and for the most part, from what I remember, a lot of people loved season one, and a lot of people were like fans or huge fans of the show. So it is coming out at the right time too, when it still has like some momentum. Because I think season one ended in November or December of last year. Um, and so I've seen a few clips of it. It looks pretty. It looks pretty funny, and it looks pretty entertaining as well. So, busy. What else? I might give it a watch before season two comes out.
Yeah, I might do the same.
Mhm.
I've pretty much been sitting on it just because I have other stuff to watch.
Oh yeah, same here. Yeah,
Moving on, we have Fire Force Season 3, Part 1 is listed with 12 episodes.
nice. It is a part two. I think the part two is supposed to come out either in July or October.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's going to be released right now. It's listed 12 episodes. They're going to take a break, and then Part 2 is going to release later on.
And if you're interested, yes, there is a lucky lurcher moment within the first like 5 minutes of episode one of season three.
Of course. Why wouldn't there be? And it's not like she's my favorite character, also.
Doubt.
See. She reminds me of Toma Kamijo. They are so unlucky, they are somehow lucky.
The double negative likes cancel each other out.
Exactly. I would like for those characters to meet and see how bad or how lucky they get.
God, no, that would be. Here's the thing. I don't think it would be bad for them. I think basically the city block around them would just fucking destroy itself within the
Because I
bad
mean,
luck.
you have to think about it. He has the ability to negate luck, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means if someone is unlucky, he has the ability to negate unlucky
Mm.
people. But because she has the ability of lucky lecher, does that mean her lucky lecher gets negated and she falls into Toma's, let's say, unlucky trap with her getting into lewd situations as well as he does?
That is true. That is true. But what make it more funny is it basically, due to Toma's ability, Maki's lucky or unlucky lurcher, tongue twist, unlucky lurcher moments end up being, instead of being super lewd, they end up being super wholesome. Where they just, I don't know, she ends up basically kind of getting a nice sweater out of each time out of it or something.
Or he ends up getting a pat on the head, and I'm not talking about the one on his shoulders.
Jesus Christ.
Heyo. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
that wouldn't be the weirdest ship I've seen. All right, there's a weird ship I've seen with Toma Kamijo and Mami Tomoe.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't know what it's all about, but I've seen some artwork and I've read some stuff, and I'm like, you know what? This does make sense.
In its own way, it makes sense.
Exactly. I don't support it, but I find it funny.
Oh man, but yeah, well, it would be interesting to see basically how Maki's unlucky streak matched up against Tomo Kamijo's negate luck.
Exactly. Moving on from that one, I just had a blank moment there. Windbreaker Season 2 is listed with 12 episodes. I know that one is currently airing, isn't it?
Yeah, so season two, I believe episode one came out last week, and stuff, and so and right off the bat, it ended up with a cliffhanger, where the main gang is facing kind of like this kind of mystery gang, this mystery hoodie gang in a warehouse, And so
with like a weird ass bat. They're kind of all carrying or some shit.
yeah, it was like a bad pipe thing. So at least according to people that have that watched the debut of episode one, it was really good. It left off really great. So I'm looking forward to it. Once I'm yeah, because that's the other one I'm also wrapping up on as well. Windbreaker season one. It just got past essentially kind of like the theater brawl arc, and it's well written. It's super good.
Okay, okay, sounds fair. Would you recommend it for like first time watchers?
Oh yeah, no. I remember. I think in one of the early episodes for this podcast, I think I did recommend it. But yeah, no, I'll recommend it again if in case you guys want to check out some basically some good fighting stuff and so basically kind of like bonding modes with the Bofuri gang. Honestly, it's worth the watch.
Okay, okay. Moving on from that one, we have No More Love with Girls. It is set to air in 2026 by Studio Tezuka Productions.
This is a harem one, right?
Yes. So this is the synopsis. A high school boy, Andrew, has a problem. His two childhood friends, who are female, go to the same school as him. Names are Shino and Akari. They are too cute. Even though they have no interest in him, he looks at their grown up selves with sexual interest. If they were to find out, it would be utterly embarrassing. Meanwhile, his two childhood friends also have secrets of their own. It's irritating, it's complicated, but childhood friends are the best.
My type of harem were super complicated and super misunderstanding.
Yeah, but it's not like your typical harem. This one is categorized as suggestive, romance, comedy, harem, school life, and slice of life.
Okay.
So that means, and the reason why I say it's not like the typical harem animes where it's like, oh yeah, they all start like gang banging and all this stuff. No, it does seem like there might be a harem that forms, but it feels like at the end of the publication, he would choose one chick to finally be with. And I have a feeling that it's going to be one of the two childhood friends.
Yeah, because I'm a
Or maybe both. Who knows? I
yeah.
don't know. It's, so far, there's 15 volumes.
Oh, damn, that's a lot of volumes.
Yeah, it has 15 volumes, and if you give me a second, I can tell you how many chapters. It has 91 chapters.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where if you're in the market for like any more harem manga, in case you basically you read quintuplets or read any of the more popular harem mangas, I mean, it seems like it's going to be something worth checking out.
Yep, the name again is called No More Love with Girls.
Hmm.
And the anime is going to be announced next year, so you do have plenty of time to read the manga, and then if you want, check out the anime when it comes out.
Exactly. Exactly. So you got a lot of time in case you're interested.
And then finally, we have Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, A Lonely Dragon Wants to Be Loved. Movie anime is scheduled to release in Japanese theaters only on June 27th, 2025.
Hmm. Man, I'm hoping. I did see the announcement for this, and I am hoping that they basically kind of do a release in U.S. theaters as well. Because I mean,
It's never gonna happen.
yeah,
It's because Miss Kobayashi is like really popular over there in Japan,
mm.
but over here in the states, um, to quote one of the news articles, the West has wishy washy feelings about Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Because I mean, remember they were on the news once that it was getting banned because it was like pornography or some shit, and one of the books was Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
I saw that. I was like, bro, that's not. That's clearly one of the farthest things from porn. I mean, there's etchy scenes, but that's about it.
And here's the thing: the anime has them censored. If you really want to see some stuff, read the manga. That's
Oh
what I
yeah.
do. But to get back on topic, the movie that will later in the when it releases globally, it will be on streaming sites or Blu-ray and DVD. Um, the movie is pretty much touching upon Kana's arc
Hmm.
from the manga.
I'm a,
So the entirety of the movie is pretty much all of Kana's arc and trying to find her own family, like Kobayashi and
Toru.
Toru, and then you have Lukua and Shota, and then you have I forget his name, the
Oh,
dragon
oh,
burger
Fafnir.
dude. Yeah, there you go,
Hmm.
Fafnir and the coworker.
Oh, Elmo. Of
No, no,
course.
no, no, the coworker.
Oh, fuck the game design guy.
Yeah, yeah, you know who I'm talking about. That's why I'm
Yes.
like kind of stumped on their names.
Oh yeah. Takia. Takia. That's what it is.
There you go.
Yeah. No, yeah, and then basically, basically follow that. Yeah, because I know at least so far in the season on the anime adaptations for it, they never really covered. Which I'm guessing this is what the movie's going to be about. It's going to be Kando's backstory and all that stuff.
Yeah, the Kana's backstory. We're gonna get to find out why she ran away
Hmm.
and followed Toru into the human world, and obviously we get to see a whole bunch of like drama and action scenes and all that stuff.
Wait, did she run away? I thought she got kicked out of the kingdom.
She did, but at the same time, you have to kind of wonder why they're coming to the human world to bring her back to the dragon world.
Okay.
There's a whole bunch of implications that gets like summarized and revealed in Kana's arc.
Oh, okay, and the movie, in case basically people who are watching the manga, the movie will help clarify it.
Yeah, because if we're following it correctly, in certain time events, it's Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid S, and then it's the movie, which is supposed to be Kana's arc after the whole like Kobayashi and Toru stuff.
Ah, okay, got it. So yeah, I mean, hopefully, I'm still hoping that it makes its way to U.S. theaters, at least for basic people that like the series, that basically find it entertaining and like the story of it. Uh, yeah, because I mean, I have a feeling it is going to be released on streaming sites, but I don't know. It takes a bit of a watching it on stream. It takes a bit of away of that movie theater magic, I guess, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But here's the hope, I guess. But yeah, this is basically movie's gonna come out in Japan on June 27th.
Exactly. If you're Japan listening to this, you got something to look forward to. Not us though.
Yeah, yeah.
We have to wait
Yeah,
another month for it to be released on streaming sites.
and that's the best case scenario. We have to wait another month. So if you're in Japan and you listen to this episode, do us a solid when the movie comes out. Go watch it. Go watch it, and basically, um, with our spirits, they're guiding you.
Yeah. Well, that's the end of that. I do want to give a manga recommendation,
Yeah, go for it.
just to wrap up this episode.
Yeah.
It is called Shimizu-san Who Wants to Know Me Too Much.
Oh, okay.
So, just to give the quick synopsis, Agato Gato is a shy and reclusive high school boy. One day, while preparing for the school festival, a cute and cheerful classmate named Shimizu Roman finds out that he is aiming to become a manga artist. Isn't that amazing? The popular girl, who seems to live in a different world, wants to be interested in him, and she starts asking him a lot of questions that he would never expect. when he confesses a traumatic experience after being criticized on SNS and his work being heavily ridiculed, Shimizu-san tries to help him overcome his shyness and gain his courage in a strange way.
Okay.
So I read up to chapter 5, and I got to say this is really good.
Yeah.
So this series is completed. It has 10 chapters, 2 volumes, so you can pretty much read it from start to finish. I think it's like a one shot.
Mhm.
It's categorized as suggestive, romance, and comedy, but it is so he pretty much, when he was in middle school, he Agato uh, tried to publicize his manga. He released it on social media, and then people just heavily criticized it, saying, "Oh, this is crap. It's terrible. I don't understand it," and all that stuff. And then he felt so bad, but he just kept trying to release it, and he then tried to release it with a publication agency, and they rejected him.
Mhm.
So from then on, he felt bad about his drawing skills and his artwork. So he just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna, kind of slink back in the shadows and just never mention it again. I don't want any attention to me whatsoever and whatnot. And then he notices when he's like in class, the popular girl pretty much like, oh, everybody's like all around, classic popular girl shit.
Mhm.
And he sees this and he just thinks about, like, man, we're in two different worlds. She's obviously really popular with everyone, gets along with everyone, and all that stuff. But me, I'm just here, while they're kind of distracted over there. I'm just gonna leave and all that stuff. And she notices, and after getting into the hallway, she kind of catches up with him and spooks him. It's like, hey, so what are you up to right now? Casual conversation, and he's just like, oh, you're here. You should like you should go hang out with your friends and all that stuff and all that stuff. But she wants to get to know him. She wants to actually understand why he's so, I guess, reclusive.
Mhm.
But it's actually really good. It really paints a good picture of their two dynamics. And if you're a fan of like these romance and these like funny, like haha situations, it's really good. I do
Yeah.
recommend it.
Yeah, it sounds really good. You know who was like basically what fandom would love this as well. People who read My Dress Up Darling, because it's almost cut from the same fabric, is it?
Yeah, well, that's my manga recommendation.
Yeah, there you go. And so yeah, let's go ahead and start wrapping this episode up because yeah, we're getting the time here. Yeah, anything else you want to say to the audience before we sign off?
Drink some water, go outside, touch some grass, smell the air,
Put your phone on
and
do
give your mom a call. Tell her how much you love her.
exactly. Also put your phone on do not disturb. Enjoy the moment because it's life.
Ugh, they rang one time, bro. Get
No,
over it.
I wasn't referring to you, Dick. Oh man.
Well, it kind of sounded like it.
God. But yeah, in any case, yeah, thanks for joining us on this on episode 20, our 1 year anniversary episode for the Otaku Kickback Sessions. As always, appreciate you guys. In case you basically check us out for a few seconds, or basically, like just had it on in the background, yeah, or like you legit show supports. Always appreciated. Yeah, you can follow us on otaku underscore kickbacks on Instagram, and then on Blue Sky at Otaku Kickback Sessions. And yeah, we're looking forward to doing more in year two. I know we got some plans coming up soon in a couple months. Doing a bit of equipment renovation for in the near future, so be on the lookout for that. This is to improve the quality of the show. But yeah, in any case, this should be coming out Tuesday, 10:30, or let's just say Tuesday morning. Basically, kind of want to stay straight away from direct timing. But yeah, again, thanks for joining us. Go ahead and basically stay safe this weekend. And, for Green Specter, I'm Easy the Shinobi. Thanks for joining us again, and you guys have a good one.
Yeah.
Peace.